Welcome, good crafternoon. It's lovely to be with you today. My name is Rebecca Redican. Look, there I am. Find me on socials. You are watching our wonderful craft along here at Crafters TV this Saturday, unless you are, who was it? Sarah Brown, who says, hello again, everyone, I'm back. And it's now going on to midnight, so here it means that it's now Sunday. Well, hello to you. Happy Sunday. It's lovely to be with you. We have got loads of treats coming up for you. If you haven't watched our show that we did for you this morning, you may well not know that for these two shows, the morning and this one, we haven't got anyone here in the studio with us because it's that time of year, isn't it? Everyone's off on the jolly bobs and all of the rest of it. So as opposed to doing a show with just me all the time, we thought we would do some pre-record. So you are going to get your craft along today, but it's probably even better because you've not got me interrupting all the way through it. We have got our craft along with the fabulous Debbie, and you've seen the elements that we've had. Now this section of the show is live, so if you're watching in the UK, it is 3:01 and 17 seconds. We are live, so I'd love you to get social. Let us know what you're up to. Are you crafting along? What are you having for tea? What are you treating yourself to today? Do feel free to let us know. And don't forget, I've got the lovely Georgina and George and Tracy in with us today. Got a question for them? Ask away. Why not? Ask them. What do you mean, I know what you're saying? Yeah, of course. If you've got a question for them, I don't know, maybe you fancy knowing their favourite type of hibiscus, then do feel free to message us in. We'd love to hear from you. It's social media strap at the bottom. We have got a fabulous craft along today, and we are going to ask you to get a few things together. We've popped this up on social media, but if you haven't seen it, let's run through it now. This is your shopping list of things you need to get ready to craft with us. We want your Centerpiece Create-a-Card. 'Twas the night, Follow the Star, the Verse stamp set, Precious Baby, It's Christmas Time and Baby Words stamp set, Pink and Blue Centura Pearl, White stamping card, All Occasions, that's your 8x8 paper pad, navy or blush ribbons as well. Also, it's your essentials now, things like your Gemini machine, your die cutter, your guillotine, scoreboard, tape pen, stamping platform, foam pads, ink applicators, Flagstone Finesse ink pad, and your fuchsia opaque pigment ink pad. So grab all of those goodies together. If you're watching us now and thinking, oh, Bex, I don't quite have that colour, do not you worry about it, use what you have. And remember, if you want to treat yourself to this today, not only are we going to give you a fantastic deal, but if you save this show, you can watch it back and craft along once these are delivered. So let's show you what these things are. We have got for you the Christmas Centerpieces. Now these only launched a short time ago, and we're bringing the whole kit and caboodle, including, it's back in stock, your heat-resistant acetate. So we are going to be bringing to you a massive amount of these, and I will go through them individually for you now. If you've not seen these before as a sort of a concept, as it were, they are fantastic. It means that you can use these in many, many different ways for all intents and purposes. So I'm going to bring to you first off your Opulent Baubles. Can you see the lovely design on this? Great, isn't it? So it doesn't just cut out, it also gives you the embossing on these as well. So great to pick out individual elements. I love this one just for winter. It is your Sprig of Holly. Again, you don't just have to use this as an individual, you know, for example, Christmas. You can use it for whatever you like. We have also got then the Cascading Snowflakes. My birthday's in February, which is still technically winter. I'd be chuffed to have this on a birthday card. Again, a year-round thing. Also, if you know anyone in your family who wants to build a snowman, yeah, you know the film, great for that, wouldn't it? We're bringing to you as well the Reindeer family. I have to say, this is one of my favourites. I genuinely think this again is an all-rounder. You know, you walk around forests in summer, winter, and you will see stags and the like. So another great all-rounder one for you. Then I'm bringing to you your Follow the Star. So this is your scene of Bethlehem, the Nativity, all of the wonderful characters in there. And remember, there's plenty of different ways you can use it. And then we've got 'Twas the Night. This one is just so joyful. You've got a wonderful look and details of these. And I don't actually know if I'm allowed to say this or not. I'm going to. But you know the wonderful 3D Christmas sort of baubles and things that we've been doing of late? It's quite similar to this, so you could use them in pairings if you wanted. So if you want to grab them, now is your chance. You don't have to pick your favourite. They're all in here, and they're also in with the acetate as well. 12 sheets of that for you. So you've got absolutely loads of fun to be had. So do seize the moment. Let's say hello to some people. Hello to Georgina saying hi. We've got Mary Patton saying good morning from sunny Montana. Ooh, the sun, I've forgotten what that looks like. Apparently though, in the UK we are meant to have a heat wave again for another 2 weeks apparently. Sarah around saying hello, Becky again, and all the CC2 guys. You guys are the best. Oh, you're a love, thank you. Andrea is saying, hi Becky, I've been making a few prints to go into frames and waiting for a background to dry that I've created with the aqua markers. So taking a break and looking forward to the demos. Oh, please send us a picture once they're done. That sounds fab, I love that. We've got loads and loads of you in. Hello Becky and Jan, Crafters TV, crafty friends. That's from the rainy Lake District, and that's from Hannah. Hi Hannah, I grew up in the Lake District, my neck of the woods. There's loads of you in. I'll read some more of those in a little while. For now though, let me just see what Debbie is going to say first. Let's head on in to our craft along, which by the way isn't just with Debbie. Oh no, it's also with Rachel. Lovely Debbie, have we got something that's most amazing today?
Yes, today we have got the most amazing project. We're going to be showing this beautiful Christmas card. It's so gorgeous. This one's in pink. I'm going to be doing one in blue, so you can see that you can do it in both for a boy or for a girl. So if you've got a little one that you want to send a Christmas card to this year, this is the card for you. But it's not just a Christmas card. If we look on the inside of our card, as we open it up, we've got that beautiful scene with Santa going over the chimney tops and that gorgeous sentiments in there as well. But I'm not on my own. We've actually got the gorgeous Rachel in the studio. Hi Rach. Thank you for crafting with me. How amazing to have someone crafting in the studio, and I hope you're crafting along as well. So we're all sorted. We've got everything set. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is bring in a sheet of A4 white cardstock. This is just our stamping card. It is a 300 GSM and it's what we're going to use to start our project. Now we're going to bring in our guillotine. So bring this in, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go down the size, so our long sides, we're going to cut this at 6.5 inches. So 6.5 inches on the guillotine and trim that down. And that gives us our card blank. I'm just going to wait for you all to catch up and Rachel to cut hers. So remember, A4 sheet of card. And just for our American viewers, I'm just going to measure this so you know. It is 11 3/4 by 6.5 inches is what you'll end up with, okay? So our next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do some scoring. So bringing in our scoreboard. Are we up to date, Rach?
I think so.
Right, so let me just grab my scoring tool. We've got our scoring board. This time we're going to do some scoring. So we're going to score at 1 inch. So coming down 1 inch. I always score twice, Rach. It just puts that indentation really well in there, and it stretches the fibres of our card. Then we're going to score at 3.5 inches. So down 3.5 inches. Then we're going to score at 6 inches. Okay. Now what we're going to do now is, because if you've got a big score at home, you can could carry on this, but because I've only got my small scoreboard, what we're going to do is we're going to fold that and burnish it. So fold and burnish that line.
What, at the 6.5?
At the six, yeah. So it doesn't. At this. Sorry, yes, at that one there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to score this at 2.5 inches, and then we're going to score again at 5 inches. So I will recap on that just for you all to catch up on at home. So what we would have, if you've got a big scoreboard, you'll be scoring at 1 inch, 3.5 inches, 6 inches, and then 8.5 inches. Now what we've done, as you'll notice, you've got 2.5 inches between all those 4 pieces. That's what you'll end up with. It's fine, Rachel's just looking at me. No, it's fine. You can still do it on that one. It's absolutely fine, Rach, absolutely fine. So I'm just going to pop these in. And yeah, so we've got all those score lines. So the next thing we're going to do is fold and burn. Oh no, we're going to bring in the guillotine. So bring back in your guillotine. Now the smaller end, so you've got a small edge here, we're going to trim that piece off. So take that piece up to your guillotine and just trim that down. So our Rachel's just cutting that off there. You know what, I'm quite liking this, Rach. I think we should have people in the studio more often. We normally have someone live out there that would come in and craft along with us, but it's lovely to have someone actually in the studio. Maybe that can be a thing in future. Maybe we can get people in. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to fold and burnish all those score lines. So just fold them in and burnish down. I'm going to fold in and burnish down. Fold in and burnish down. And then our last piece. Okay, so we've got all those pieces done. Now for the exciting bit, we're going to do some die cutting. So Rachel's new to crafts, and anyone out there is watching, our Rachel, and she doesn't mind me saying so, she's been in the craft industry for a long time because she works in the office, and what's really great about it is it shows that everybody can craft, even our Rachel.
Well, we'll see about that at the end.
And by the way, can I just say that Rachel is very heavily pregnant at the moment. She's got the most beautiful baby bump, and that's why we thought it'd be inspired to do a baby card. So for her little one that's due. When is it due, Rach?
September.
September.
No, not long.
Oh, it's so exciting. I'm such a baby person, honestly. I love now that I'm older because I can just have all the fun and give them back when they start to cry.
Yeah. I've got to keep up with the sleepless night.
Absolutely. Right, what we're going to do now with this piece at the top, so you've got your smaller part at the top, we're going to use our die. Now the first die that we're doing is the 'Twas the Night. We're going to die cut into here, and we're going to just use some low tack tape to tape that down. So taping that one into place, just pop that across, and then we're going to run that through. Now I'm using the bigger Gemini on my Gemini Junior plates. If you have a Gemini Junior, you could use this, but what you would have to do is wrap it around your metal shim to get that cut. So your bigger one would be perfect. So we're using, so just so you know, Rach, we've got our base plate, cutting plate, then we've got our die facing down, then our plastic shim, our magnetic shim, and then our top plate on there, and then we just run that through the Gemini. Don't be scared, Rach, put it in. So there we go, that's our first cut, and that will cut absolutely beautifully. So we're just going to lift that gently, take away the tape there, and there we go. Pop that into place, and I'm just going to give this a light tap, Rach, or do a Sarah tap. So once we've done all those bits, I am just going to take my pokey tool, and just where the windows are, I'm going to just pop out all those little pieces because we want to cut this one again. So while you're at home, just pop out all your pieces of your die. And remember, I'm using this one. You don't have to make a baby card. You could be making any card. This would suit for anybody for Christmas. And then what we're going to do with this one, we're going to move that down again and just die cut it out on the next part. So I'm just letting Rachel catch up with her poking out. Hopefully you're doing all yours at home.
I find it's quite therapeutic.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a bit weird that we actually like to poke out all our bits off of our dies. But I totally get that. But as a crafter, when we're crafting, sometimes it's nice just for it all to fall out and you can then get on to being creative. But yeah, it's totally therapeutic. So just going to take that one down onto the next section, and then we're going to run that through again. So again, your base cutting plate, your die and your card, your plastic shim, your magnetic mat and your top plate, and we can send that through. So running that through. So have you got everything planned now, Rach? Have you got all your nursery done?
No.
No.
Getting the nursery decorated this week, but I'm also getting a new kitchen and bathroom, so things are a bit mental.
Oh my goodness, you're doing everything. And tell us how many weeks you are pregnant?
I'm 33 weeks.
33. Do you know, Rach, this baby could come at any time.
I know.
I know.
I hope it just stays in a bit longer.
Stay in there, little one.
Yes, please.
So there we go, that's doing our extra pieces. So I'm just going to take our pokey tool and just poke out any of our little bits just into there. So, and just in the reindeers, I've got little, where their antlers are, there's little holes in there, so just poke those pieces out too. So it's just a case of getting all your little pieces out, but I absolutely adore these dies because they cut so easy.
So easy.
Yeah, really easy. What they also do is they emboss and they stencil through. So our next stage of this, what we're going to do is we're going to place the die back over. So if we place it, it doesn't matter about the bits, right?
Oh, does it not?
No, no, no. As long as your bigger pieces, can you see, like when you place it back in, you've got rooftops?
Yeah, I can see
So
that.
we're going to bring in our fuchsia ink pad, and I'm just going to grab one of our daubers. So if you haven't got a dauber, you can just use your any of your ink applicators. And if you're new to inking and you want to treat yourself to some ink pads, you can just use a little cotton bud for these. So I'm just going to use my dauber, and what we're going to do, Rach, is we're just going to circle motions through the actual design. Now what you could do here, if you want, oh, I'm using pink, I was going to do a blue one. Wow. Ah, can
Maybe
you believe
that's a
that?
sign, Debbie.
Maybe. Oh, maybe. You know what, Rach? Let's just stick with the pink. Yeah, maybe that is a sign. No twos in there, is there? Just a one, baby.
I hope so. I hope not.
So we're going to be putting that onto there, and just the little lines that go down at the sides, and that will give you those little lines of your house. So when we bring that up, move that up, you've got all your rooftops. How beautiful does that look? And then all we're going to do when we've done that, we're going to go to the top part, and we're going to place that down again, and it sort of works its way in. You can feel where it locks into place on the top. So we're going to lock that into the top part, and then we're going to ink that section as well. So just going through. It seems like we're going back, Rach, to dies that have these stenciling details in them. I do wonder if that's Sarah's idea, because she's always loved being able to stencil through dies.
Probably.
Have you put any ideas to the design team this year?
Me?
Do you get asked for ideas?
Yeah, sometimes. So I've put some new ribbon thread and dies in. That was my idea when they come out.
Oh, that sounds good.
And we've got another product day coming up soon, so I need to get thinking of some more ideas.
Yeah, me too. That's in my head constantly at the moment, trying to think of ideas for product development. If you've got any ideas, then write in the comments and let us know. Yeah, please let us know, absolutely. It must be really tough, isn't it, trying to get new ideas all the time? Yeah, because it's just like what happens when we come up with new ideas. I mean, the process of that. Are you involved with the process of that,
Yeah,
Rach?
yeah. So we have a product day. Well, we used to only have them once a year, but now we have them about 3 times a year.
Well, I thought that because I thought,
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't too long before we were last asked for some ideas, if we had any ideas.
Yeah, and we get
so-
loads of staff ideas, and then we put them all together and decide what's launching where, basically.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite parts of
Yeah,
it.
absolutely, yeah. And that planning process, I wouldn't even like to be in Rachel, Leanne and Sarah's head. Right, are we done, Rach?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So what we're going to do now is we're going to reinforce those lines. So the lines that we scored, we're just going to take that back to the scoreboard. So bringing in our scoreboard, and we've obviously got that first line, which is at 1 inch. We're just going to go back in with that line. The reason we're doing this is you can see between the actual parts, there's not a very big gap, and it just helps you to then fold them. So just go down then on the 3.5 inches, hold the actual card because then it helps to keep that in place. And then we're just going to go down onto that 6 line as well. Now the other line is fine because we've still got that folded, no problem, because it's these lines that were flattened when they went through the Gemini. So we'll pop that to the side and then we're going to fold those in again and burnish. Now just be really careful with this middle line. What I would say is give it a little pinch and put it down with your fingers because it's quite a thin line at this top part, or in the one between the 2 dies. When we've done that, I'm going to lay it down and then we can burnish that in. And then the same with this part up the top, just sort of manipulate that down, hold it down, and then we can burnish again. So what that does, it gives us this top tab that we can then glue onto the other side. So we're going to pop that there, and then we're going to use our tape pen. So I'm bringing in our tape pen, Rach. We've just got the normal one, not the dotty one, and we're going to put that tape all along. So fold that line in, then we're going to put our tape all the way along. And I'm putting extra tape to make it really sticky and making sure that whole part is stuck well. And then what we're going to do is fold the whole thing down on itself, and that will fit perfectly on the top, and give that a good rub because that means it will activate the tape that's in there, or the glue, and make that really sticky, and that is what gives us our pop-up box. So I'm just going to bend it the other way as well, so we're getting that movement in this core piece. So bend that down, and that's what gives us our first pop-up box. So if I spin that round, you can see that. How's yours looking, Rach?
It's a bit messy.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that it's messy. You were a bit heavy-handed with your ink.
Maybe, yeah.
I like it. I like it. Absolutely fine. And the bits underneath, Rach, is you're going to stick them inside a card, so you won't even see them.
Great.
It's absolutely okay. And I actually forgot to do something, but we can do it. In fact, let's do it now, Rach. So what I'm going to do is bring in your pink Centura cardstock.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a sheet of Centura, and we're going to use our guillotine to cut us some panels, because what we want to do is on this piece we want to show these a bit better, because white on white, although it looks pretty, it doesn't show very well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to die cut some extra parts. Let me just get my instructions to make sure we're on the right piece. So we're going to trim 2 of these, and we're going to trim them down to 2¼ inches. So 2¼ trim that down. And then we're going to take this big piece through again and trim 2¼ inches. And then we're going to turn both pieces round, and we're going to trim this at 6¼ inches. So 6¼ and then bring the other piece in and trim that one at 6¼
Oh, wait a minute, we're going this way now.
So we'll have 2 pieces.
Got those 2 bits.
Yep, and then we need to trim those down.
Oh, trim those down, not that,
Yeah,
right,
sorry,
got it.
Rach, yeah. So I'll do it with you, Rach, so let's cut it again. So 2 1/4 inches, so I'll just trim that down to 2 1/4 inches, plus it recaps for you at home. Turn that round and cut that at 6 1/4. And then another piece at 2 1/4 inches. It's always good to recap, and it allows you to catch up at home as well. And then 6 1/4. So you'll end up with 2 pieces at 6 1/4 by 2 1/4 inches.
I think that's right.
Looks good to me, Rach. And then, so what I would have done, this is where I said I forgot to do it. It would have been better to stick them in before we'd stuck them down. But actually, what it's going to do is hide your tab by doing it this way. So what I would do now, Rach, is bring in your wet glue. So your tacky glue, or your, if you've got some all-purpose, you can use that. Yeah. But just put your tacky glue in. Don't use too much of it with tacky glue, because it'll just be all swelchy and take longer to dry. What I would do is put the glue on both pieces. I've just got my little bottle. Do you want to just use mine, Rach?
Oh, there it's coming.
Oh, she's got it. She's got it. So pop my pin back into there. So the reason I'm using wet glue and not a tape is because if you were doing this beforehand, you could use your tape. But because I can't actually see it properly, I'm just popping it into the inside and then just allowing that to sit down. And then I can put my fingers in and rub that down. But if I didn't put it in the right place, I've got a little bit of wiggle room in there with a wet glue, where you wouldn't have that with tape. And then we're going to pop that on the inside. There we go. And just push that down, and then that's our final step. And then you can see that you can actually see more, because you've got that beautiful pink inside. You can see your actual cube in there. And actually, Rach, wouldn't this be lovely if you put little tea lights in here?
Oh,
and
cute.
it would really, it looks so lovely. So how are we doing, Rach?
I mean, I'd like to do it again because it's a bit messy, but it is my first ever time crafting,
and actually,
so I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've done brilliantly, yeah. So how are you doing at home? Let us know.
Do absolutely let us know. Welcome back. Don't worry, we're carrying on with the craft along. If you have just tuned in, hi, it's lovely to see you. My name's Becky. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you have just tuned in, just to let you know, this bit right here, right now, this is live. I'm here. That's why I can tell you things like Alison saying, wow, that card looks really great. Pamela's saying, ooh, we like the ribbon threading dies. Jo is saying that she would love to see a collection with swans. Yes, I'm making note of that one. Kathy's saying Halloween. Of course, I know that Halloween is massive in America, isn't it? So yes, that's a great one. I'm going to look into that. So all of this here is live. It's just that section that we have done that is pre-recorded. So if you do want to get in touch, you've got any questions, you just fancy throwing out ideas, our social is open, so do feel free to get in touch. We'll carry on with the craft along in a moment. For now though, let me show you the wonderful collection that we are crafting with. This is your Christmas Centerpiece die collection. You're getting 6 elements in here, or 6 different dies, different themes, and you're getting a set of heat-resistant acetate. Yep, it's back in stock. Acetate's perfect for these, isn't it? If you want to do that floating style, they're great. Now, if you've not seen these designs before, let me chat you through them, because we've got 6 different looks. This one here is our bauble, and what I love about these is you can use them anywhere you want. So if you're brand new, well, you've seen lovely Rachel there creating something very 3D, but if you're brand new, you can literally just die cut it onto a card. You can put it to the left, to the middle, or to the right. Absolutely place it wherever you wish. But it's not just them you can do it on. Oh no, you can do it on Z-fold cards. Check that out, how fab's that? And of course this one's using the Reindeer family on that Z-card section and the inner section, but you could do different ones on each, couldn't you? Hey, what about making your own little gift bags. It's really easy to make a gift bag. It's a really lovely one, but you can decorate it with your own theme, especially if maybe you're making your own wrapping paper. You can put your wrapping paper in the background so that your card matches your bag. Then you could do a shaker card. Shaker cards are perfect for these because you'll see almost the detail at the bottom hides where the shaker section is. This one's a really good shaker, if I just show you that. A brilliant bit of movement around it. And because it's so open, pop your acetate in, which you've got in the collection, shaker card sorted. I've also got for you the opportunity to do your 3D pop-out cards. And this is the lovely thing, because although they're intricate, and let's be honest, they are intricate, aren't they? You've got a lot of detail in these. They are still connected, so they're strong enough even to be folded. You don't just have to do them flat as they are, they will take that fold. So you've got serious opportunity with these. Imagine them on a box. You can put lights behind them because you've got acetate in the collection. Really, as I often say, the only limitation is your own imagination. So this is completely and absolutely worth it for you. If you are being inspired by this massive collection, now is your chance to get involved. It is £41 or $50, or if you're platinum, or it's your first order. Yeah, if it's your first order, you get that discount. $32, $80 or $40. So we've got that coming up on the show for you. Hello to you all. It's lovely. Lynn is saying, I'm crafting along, but I'm doing Christmas elegance set. Don't forget, with this bit's live, so I'd still love to see some of your pictures if you fancy sending them in. Plenty of you getting involved. Some of you may well need to stock up on things. Well, let me give you the opportunity to do so now. Let's add some colour with some water reactive and Midas metallic ink pads. Ink pads are fabulous. You can use them for blending, making things look really artistic. And you can also use the metallics, the Midas, to give a sparkle. In this one, you've got baby blue, Bordeaux, Chinese red, fuchsia, grasshopper, honey pot, Leamington, oasis, pale fig, pine tree, red garnet, mid green, amethyst as well in there. So you're getting all of those, and as I say, some of them have got that metallic edge. Now let's stock up on cardstock. We've got matte black, the one that we love and always use. We have also got that silver collection. So remember, you're getting 3 types of silver. So it's like a high shine, sheen and glitter. And the same with the red. All of that one today for you should be £30. Today though, just $19.98 or $31.90. Let's bring you Centura Pearl as well. Baby blue, the pink and silver. This is a really nice quality cardstock which has got a slight sheen to it. So if you love a bit of a sheen and shine, that's the one for you. As well as that, we have got a bargain, absolute bargain, as in no need to grab your swag bag. We're just going to give it to you at this great deal. Now these, you're going to get all 3 sets, and there is a lot of sentiments and verses in here for your Christmas. Should be £6 or $8 each. But look at that price you're getting there. It's fab, isn't it? So you get all 3 of those. You don't have to pick. It's wonderful. I will show some of these to you, a little bit more detail as we go on, but just to let you know exactly what we're bringing. So have you caught up? How are you getting on? Are you using different sentiments? If you are, do let us know. Also, keep those ideas for different dies you might like to see. We'd love to have a little nosy at those. For now, let's dive on into the second part of our craft along with Debbie and Rachel.
So, step 2, I love this that we're doing this in sections, and it's breaking it down for you. We've got our lovely guest Rachel with us, so she's still, we've not frightened her off just yet, which is going to be great. Our next step, so we've done our cube box, which is amazing. This is going to fit beautifully inside a card, which we're going to do next. But we also want to now start picking our papers. So what I've chosen today is our All Occasions paper pad. What I love about this one, it was the extra pads, so your consumables that come with one of the, I believe, one of the Year of Crafts box. But it's gorgeous because it's great for all your crafting, whether it be Christmas, whether it be all year round. I mean, look at these papers, so beautiful, that blue one. And that's why, in fact, I was going to do one in blue like this, because we have got a pack with baby blue and the baby pink Centura Pearl, so you could use. But as we go through, you'll see lots of different variations in this paper pad. So pretty. So Rach, all you need to do is have a look through and pick yourself whatever papers you want to. So obviously the main card we've done, I've used this sheet here. So if I bring this one in, you can see this gorgeous pink paper pad, which really lent itself lovely, got that upside down, really lent itself beautifully with the Centura Pearl. But you can pick whatever colours that you want in whatever colours you're doing. So I'm just going to flick through. We'll do this one slightly different. I'm going to pick this dotty one this time. So we've got a nice pink dotty one. What have you gone for, Rach?
I've gone for the original.
The original, which is
Copy and
beautiful. Yeah, it looks absolutely lovely. So first of all, we've got that piece of paper. I'm then going to bring in my Centura Pearl. So I'm going to use the pink Centura Pearl. So let me grab a sheet of that. I'm going to bring the blue as well in, just so you can see it. And show you these. I mean, how absolutely luxurious are these? They're so pretty. I mean, although it screams babies, it's actually, you know, all year round in your crafting. It's the perfect cardstock to use. So we're going to start with using the first one. We're going to be bringing in our guillotine and our scoreboard. And what we're going to do is trim. I'm putting everything everywhere. There we go. We're going to trim this one down to 10 1/4. So we need to bring out the arm, Rach.
Yeah.
So moving the arm across. So because Rachel works with lots of our products, she knows how to use them, which is great. So if anyone's got a small guillotine at home, you could do your measuring on your mat if you don't have the bigger guillotine that comes out with the arm. But because we've got the big guillotine, we can move this across, and we're going to cut this at 10 1/4 inches. And then we're going to turn that round, turn your card round, and we're going to cut that at 6 1/2 inches. And as you're doing the card, you'll realise that all the measurements relate to the card that we've already done, or the box card that we've already done. So once we've done that, we then to score down the centre. So bring in your scoreboard. And then we're going to find my scoring tool amongst all my mess. There we go. We're going to score this in half at 5 1/8 inch. So 5 and then just 1 increment up, and we're going to score that down. But what we are going to do is turn it over, and we're going to score again on the back. Now the reason I've done that is because it's Centura Pearl, it's always better to score on the coated side first. And by turning it over, it means that I can now use the inside, the pink side, as my inside. So what we are going to do is move this over so it creates a white card blank on the outside. Sorry, I've got a croak in my throat there. So just moving that across, scoring on both sides, that gives us our card blank. That is now ready to do our pattern paper and to now put our box inside. So the easiest way, let's do our box first. We're going to place the box inside, and we're going to flatten that down, Rach. So push it towards you. So grab your box. Push that down towards you, and you can see that fits perfectly inside. Now what we need to do is make sure our card folds. So fold it over, and you can sort of push this piece of card slightly so you know it fits perfectly. So when it's folded over, it fits perfectly well. So yes, but Rach, we've got our pink, pink on the inside, yeah. And then what we're going to do is take our tape pen, and we're just going to adhere that white panel. So I'm just putting that across, I'm holding it into place, and we're just doing one side at a time, because that's going to make sure that everything is going to fit perfectly well. And then we're going to fold that over and then rub that down. I can't even tell you how impressed I am, Rachel, you're crafting.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Are you? Please say you're enjoying it.
Oh, I'm enjoying it. I'm just not sure how good a job I'm doing. I might be out of a job after this.
Maybe the bosses won't be watching.
I hope not. We'll make sure.
Right, then you're going to turn your card over to the piece that's not adhered, and then we're going to put our tape on this side. So we're gluing both pieces in, but we're actually just doing it at one side and another, and it just then makes sure that everything is safely tucked inside the card, so the mechanism will work perfectly well. And then if I turn my card over and show to the camera, as we pull that up, you'll see that your pop-up box will pop up. I mean, how beautiful is that? And something really different to put on the inside of your card, so it isn't just plain. How are we doing?
I mean, it's worked, but it's still messy, isn't it?
It's great, though. I love it. It's brilliant. And don't worry, your splodges and your inks, we can cover all of that up. Yeah, exactly. I think yours is just more artistic. That's what it is.
Exactly. Maybe I'll start a trend.
A trend of splodges. Right, so we're going to bring our guillotine in, and then we want to do our panels for the inside of our card. Now you can see basically I've done everything in sort of 2.5 inches and 6.5 inches, so all your panels work out so 2.25 by 6.25. So that's what we're going to do, our panels that are going to go on the inside. So we're going to trim this down to 2.25 inches. So 2.25 inches, trim that one, and then we're going to turn this round and we're going to trim this to 6.25 inches. So we've got a panel by 6.25 inches by 2.25 inches. Just checking on our H.
Yeah,
we're all good. Down. One panel down. So we're going to do that step again. So 2.25 inches, and then we're going to turn that round and we're going to cut that at 6.25 inches. So you'll end up with 2 panels for your 6.25 by 2.25. I hope you haven't got much work on today, Rachel.
Well, I haven't now.
So hopefully you're all getting on okay at home. I hope you are crafting along and enjoying it. What we're going to do now is we're going to stick these panels into the bottom and the top here. So we're going to be using our tape pen again. If you want to use wet glue because you feel like you need a bit of wiggle room, you can do that. But I'm just using our tape pens. They are really quick, but also really, really sticky. So nothing's going to come away. I'm going to line that up into that piece there, and then we can rub that down and turn that round and have this on the other side. Now what's great about this is if you want a card that stands up, you can have just a normal regular card, but if you did want this piece to stand proud on your mantelpiece or on your shelf, it will absolutely stand like this as well, so that it will stand open. So that's a really nice way to have it on the side. You could have this at Christmas Eve, Rach, and put little tea lights in it at the side of your baby's cot, couldn't you? And it would just light lovely at the side. But that's our basic card at the moment. Then we're going to get on to doing a sentiment and then decorating the front of the card in the next steps coming up.
Thank you so much. So we will be carrying on with that. Let me just remind you of all of the goodies you are getting as part of this collection. Not only are you getting these very versatile dies, which you can use in numerous different ways, with the Opulent Baubles, the Sprig of Holly, the Cascading Snowflakes, the they're upside down, Reindeer family, the nativity scene, and the one that we're the 'Twas the Night. This is the one that we're working with at the moment. You are also going to be getting 12 sheets of your heat resistant acetate, and these are perfect for using with acetate. They are just going to take it to another level, so you can treat yourself to those right now. And as a reminder, you can use them in so many different ways. And if you do want to seize the moment, now is your chance, in particularly as you know that with our cards, we call these ones our concept cards, so we can show you the different concepts. You will know that we always use one of our most important colours for crafting, our matte black. And I have got some stockables for you coming right here, right now. So if you do want to treat yourself to stocking up on things, let me add a little bit of excitement. We're bringing the matte black cardstock. This is a real hefty amount you're getting in there. And then we're also going to bring to you your luxury cardstock with the glitter and mirror elements to them. How festive are these? So the top one of each is a glitter, okay? So you've got it's a really dense glitter. It's not the type of glitter though that as soon as you cut it out, you end up with it all over your hands and then you're finding it in your hair for a week. You know, we've all been there. It's not that type. It's got a special coating so it stays in place. The next one down is mirror, and it is literally, you can see your face in it. So if I point it up, you can see there's a big light there. Then I'm showing you a screen that I'm looking at. You can see how perfectly that works. And then the base one is almost a brushed effect. So it is still high shine, but it has got a more satin finish. All of these ones together, and I'll just show them side by side, the amount you're getting, it's huge. We have got for you a discount deal today, saving 30%. Unless you know, or you're on platinum, and then it's even more of a bargain deal. So do treat yourself if you want to stock up on those treasures. I'm not stopping there though. I have also got for you one of our favourites, Centura Pearl. Now, in the demonstration, we were talking about working with the pink Centura Pearl. Of course, you can use the blue, and I've got that in this set too. The Centura Pearl has got the most beautiful glossy orient. Oh, just look at that. You've got a real lovely effect here. Now, it's not a glitter that's on this. It's almost like if you've ever worked with mica powders, if you brush down mica powder, it gives you this sort of effect, but it's all in card form. I've got for you in this one your baby pink, your baby blue, and your snow white as well. The snow white is so versatile and usable. It's got an element of silver to it. You don't have to pick your favourite, you're getting all of them, and today it's just £5.98. That's incredible for all of those. That really is a very special deal. So if you do want them, it's a great day to buy it, especially on platinum. You'd get change off a £5. Pretty decent, right? So there you go, £4.78 or $7.18 if you are platinum. As well as all of that, I want to bring you, if I may, a stamp set. Now, I gave you a little show of these before, but you want to see them in person. If you haven't worked with stamps before, it is, I believe, one of the best ways to get the quickest professional finish on cards, okay? So if you've ever, tried to really practice on your handwriting, your calligraphy techniques, but maybe it wasn't quite for you, this is a way to get that professional finish. And they are stamps, simple as that. Pick an ink, pretty much any ink, and we did have inks on the show for you earlier on. I did that big collection. And then you're going to stamp these on. There's so many on here relating to Christmas and festivities. So for example, you've got the Big Merry Christmas here. You've also got Eat, Drink and Be Merry. And let's be honest, although it is Christmas, you could use that all time of year, couldn't you? Birthdays maybe. You've also got Happy New Year stamps in here too. Then I'm bringing to you your other board, which is your It's Christmas Time. And this one, you are getting, again, things like I Believe, a clause for celebration. Oh, I do love a pun. Yeah, there's loads in there also. Then I have got for you your Winter Wishes. The Winter Wishes ones are really beautiful. And again, there are so many treasures that you could use these for. One of my favorites is after the gifts have been opened and the tree starts to wane, when the carols have faded, may happiness remain. That's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, what a great card maybe for, after Christmas Day, someone's done all the cooking, send them a thank you card with that on it. They're going to keep that and absolutely cherish it. Every single one of these stamps, all of them, this board, all of these, and all of these, £8. That's incredible. You'll know full well if you've been to craft shops, you can spend about £8 on just one full set, let alone 3. So well done to you all. Let me just quickly show you some of them finished off as well, just whilst I grab out my tablet to see what you've all been saying. Oh, look at that one. Oh, look, I love this one. So you've got time to share the magic of Christmas that fills the air as well in that one. They're fab, aren't they? So yes, there's lots of different ones that you can work with and be inspired by. So do seize the moment. Oh, that's a nice one as well, if you do wish. What's everybody saying on social? Hello, hello, hello to you all. Lots more people giving us ideas on what they fancy seeing. More people saying, oh yes, I'd love Halloween themes as designs. I think that's a great idea. I'll definitely put that one to management. Good morning all. I've just got here. I'm sort of working and watching at the same time. I was supposed to work yesterday and got lazy. Marge, don't worry about it. You'll catch up on it. And thank you for joining us today. Pamela is suggesting a snowman theme. That's a good one. What about the actual snowman? I mean, there's probably copyright issues with that, isn't there? But, you know, the snowman, the film, oh, makes me cry every time. Sarah, oh, good. Sarah's just letting me know that she's still awake and it's now 12:45 a.m. Sarah, don't have like a hot cocoa or anything. You'll be asleep like that. Thank you for letting us know you're still with us. Susie is saying, I love this card. It's beautiful. Debbie. Donna said that it would be so pretty with vellum behind the cutouts and maybe little fairy lights behind it. That's such a cute idea. Yeah, I love that. Actually, I have got some vellum on the show. I'll tell you more about that in a bit. Well done to every single one of you who's treated yourself to these goodies. I hope you're caught up with your craft along. Do keep your messages coming in, and let's carry on now with more makes from the lovely Debbie and Rachel.
Right, so for the next step, are you ready for the next step, Rach?
I am.
You are. She's cleaned up her mat. She's got rid of all her ink splodges. She's just got inky fingers now, yeah. Just like us crafters. See, you are a crafter, Rach.
Well, definitely a messy one.
You know what? I know everyone out there are going to be loving that you're messy with your crafting. They just love it. So our cards so far, this is what we're aspiring to make with our pop-out. And you can see that we've now got to this stage where we've got our different pop out, and you say mine looks a little bit different because I'm using different papers but from that same pad. So this is where we're at to so far. So I thought our next step would be to decorate the front. So we're going to do this in simple steps. So the first thing we're going to do, you're going to need your Century pearl that you use for your card, and we're going to take some white cardstock, and then I'm going to grab my pad again and we're going to take another sheet out and use the same papers that you used on the inside just to coordinate everything together. So take a sheet of that one out. We're going to then bring in our guillotine. So with the guillotine, we are going to then cut our Century pearl first, and we're going to cut this to, first of all, we're going to do 6 1/4. So cut that to 6 1/4 on your guillotine. And then we're going to turn that round and we're going to cut that to 4 3/4. So 4 3/4. And that will give you your first matten layout, which will fit nicely on the front of your card. Then we're going to take our pattern cardstock. So the pattern one is what's going to be layering next. And we're going to cut that 6 1/4. So 6 1/4. And this time we're going to cut that to 3 1/2. So 3 1/2. And then that's our next layer. And then we've got our white cardstock, and we're going to cut this to 6 1/4. So 6 1/4. I'm not going too fast, am I, Rachel?
No, I'm just about keeping up.
I nearly forgot you were there, I have to be honest then. Do you know when you're just whizzing through all the... I'm not used to anyone in the studio. I was whizzing through the measurements and suddenly thought, oh, I hope Rachel's kept up with me. So 6 1/4, and then we're going to cut this one to 2 1/4. So 2 1/4 there. And that's our next layer. And then our last layer, we're going to go back to our offcut of Centura Pearl. So you should have, if you've got a smaller piece at all, Rach. Yeah, that's the one, because that one will already be a 6 1/4. We're going to turn that round and we're going to cut that at 2 1/2. So cut this one at 2 1/2. So just in case you cut yours any differently, all you need is a 6 1/4 by 2 1/2. And that gives us all our layers. Right, so shall we double take on all those just to allow everyone at home to catch up? All we will do is, let me just, get rid of all my scraps of card. One of those scraps is my piece, isn't it? What have I, there it is. Oh, it's on here. Right, so our first piece, you're going to trim your Centura to 6 1/4 by 4 3/4. Then your patterned cardstock, which is going to go on top here, is 6 1/4 but by 3 1/2. And then we've got our white, which you'll see is slightly smaller, but there is a reason for that, is 6 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then we've got 6 1/4 with your Centura Pearl by 2 1/2. So that's your 4 pieces. So what we're going to do to start with is these pieces here, we're going to mat and layer onto the front of our card. So let's pop those into here.
I'm going to hide all my inky splodges.
There you go. You can hide all your lovely inky splodges, I might add. But let us know in the comments if you are like Rachel and just get ink everywhere. Because I certainly used to, that was for sure. And actually, Rach, doesn't it show how nice and juicy our ink pads are?
Yeah.
They are just amazing. And I know there's lots of ink pads on the market, but I have to say I've been using mine since day dot, since they come out, and they have just been amazing. Like, they've lasted. I haven't even changed any of them. And right in the centre here, we're just going to then put our tape pen onto our patterned cardstock, and we're going to. Oh, there we go. We're just going to pop that in. Put a piece in the centre to hold that down. So, and you can see I'm just doing everything by eye because it really doesn't matter. It's just doing it a bit as you can see it, because we are going to add sentiments and stamps and that onto it. So popping that in, and then just one more piece, because we're not going to do this piece just yet, but we're then going to place this bit on. In fact, I'm going to leave this bit, Rach.
Yeah.
I think we'll wrap it up there, because that'll be our first step. So our card is decorated on the outside and the inside, and then in our next step, we're just going to let you catch up with all your mats and layers, and then we're going to be die cutting into our Centura Pearl piece of card.
How are you getting on with your craft along? Are you enjoying it? Let us know who is crafting along, which dies are you using, etc. And don't forget that if you haven't purchased the dies yet, you can now, and just save the show and you can watch it at your leisure. Lovely to be back with you. If you have just tuned in, I'm Bex. Thanks for joining us today. I've got some sneaky little extras that we thought would go perfectly with what we've got on show today. I'm going to start off with one of our newer collections and one of our very popular editions. This is Vellum and Acetate collection. Now, if you've not seen this before, it's from our Gnomes collection. Now, these ones don't actually have gnomes on them. It's just that's the collection that the name is. In here, you're going to get a selection of vellums and acetate. So let me show you what I mean by vellum. You've got 2 different designs on each of these. So here's one set of vellum with the snowflakes, and here's another that come with the, well, these are icicles, let's say. Snowflakes, well, what are they then? Just snow. Yeah, snowflakes and snow. Vellum itself, as you can see, is lovely and translucent, and this would look, as the lovely lady said earlier on, great within the design we're crafting, maybe with fairy lights behind it, you know, little electric ones just winkling away. Is that a word? Who knows? I've used it now. I've also got for you the snowflakes themselves. I love the idea of using the snowflakes in some of the designs that we've got. Let me just give you an idea of how it might look. There you go. So you can actually still see through the lovely red of the inside of the card, but you've got that lovely textured detail. And then with those 2 patterns, whether it's the snowflakes or the snow, you've got the same detail but in your acetate. So yes, you can absolutely layer these up together to give you a swirling snowstorm feel. But again, perfect for you to be able to use within your cards. So for example, on this one, pop that in with your hollies, you get that lovely little detail through. It's also great if you want to add a bit of structure to your design, such as this. We've actually paper pieced on top of this one, but that has got acetate behind it, as you can see. Swap it out for one with detail. So you're getting all of those. Again, there's 12 sheets, some of them, half of them are vellum, half of them are acetate, all of them 8x8, and you are getting them in that massive pack for just $7.99. If you saw the show the other day, you will have seen Debbie Fisher making a rose out of this vellum. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. So if you do fancy it, now is your chance. Also, when we think of festivities, we think of sparkle. Is it just me, or do you think us crafters are generally magpies, right? I am going to bring to you now our Spectrum Noir Sparkle pens. If you have not worked with these before, your life is about to be transformed. This is a real special element. I've not quite seen anything like this before. They're such great quality. So in each of these, what you're going to get in each pack is you're going to get 3 different colours. What you'll do when you take them out is they have this little yellow cap on them. All you have to do is take the lid off like you would a normal pen. Then you will unscrew it, take that off, and it's ready to go. You'll see how you have the brush nib on these, and just in case you haven't seen them before, I just wanted to look at that colour. Oh, that's a good colour. I don't think I have this colour. Which one is it? Yes, can you see how it's got that sparkle to it? Oh, you can see that glitter hitting the light. This is the wonderful thing. It is that brush nib, so it's really good. Bear in mind I'm doing this backwards. It's really good for brush lettering, but also it gives you that serious sparkle. So you've got a few different ones in this pack. You've got the different colours. In this one, it's your purple, your blue, and your pink. The blue colour that I've just used is peacock blue. I definitely don't have that one, and I need to get it. I have also got for you in here your soft pastel collection. 3 different colours, your pink, your green, and your baby blue. All of these will sparkle. Then I've got for you your tint and tone. Now, this is one of my most used packs. I love using these on sort of midnight blue backgrounds, like similar to this. The quality of the glitter on the black is, it's just such a juxtaposition. It really does play through. One of our favourites here, that's why we're giving you 3 of them. You've got your clear ones. These are just a clear overlay that make whatever you put on them sparkly, but you can still see through. Then, this is one that I haven't worked with before, but I really like it. It's your Earthy Natural collection. So for anyone who's inspired by nature, this is going to be great. And then we've got your glitter brush pens that are in the Essential Bright. So you've got blue, a sort of hotter pink, and this shimmery golden hue, sorry. So all of these, you are getting a massive amount of pens in here, a massive amount of impact as well. Today, all of them, just £64.95 or $84.75. If you've never worked with these before, they look good on air. They look incredible when you work with them in real life. That, well, could be your new obsession, especially at such a great deal. We have got so much more coming up for you today. It is Craft House that I've got coming up for you a little bit later. That's 7 o'clock UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's totally Tiffany takeover. And yes, Tiffany is going to be here with us live, virtually, but here nonetheless, live with us. And she's going to be telling us about a new launch. We have got a fabulous new treat to show you. I'm really looking forward to speaking to Tiffany again, because you know she's so wonderful in her organised mind, which I think sometimes us crafters need. Also then tomorrow we have got Softer Side with Bernie, and I don't know if I meant to say, but we've got the fabric plates back in stock, and they are on the website now. But also there's lovely little teddy bears that I've seen sat in a box over there, so I think that might be looked at too. So all of that is on its way for you. Don't you go anywhere. I'm giving you plenty of time to catch up in your craft along, and also to check out those baskets. Now is a good time, because we're going to have a little look at shipping.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome back to Craft House with myself, Becky, and the wonderful Susie, Team G Squared, George and Georgina, and the wonderful Tracy are with us today. We're partway through our wonderful craft along, and we will carry on with that in a moment. This is a pre-recorded section with the lovely Debbie. This bit's live though, so keep being social and let us know what you're up to and if you're crafting along. We are focusing on the Christmas centerpiece dies today, and we have got loads in this collection. Not only are you going to be getting 6 different dies, you're also going to be getting some acetate as well. There's a massive amount of treats and fun to be had with these ones, I have to say. We have got for you lots of different designs that you can treat yourself to and recreate. Look at these, whether you're using them as cutouts and standalones, whether you're going to be using them together, they are strong enough. And this is kind of the magical thing about these dies. They are strong enough to be standalone by themselves. So although that's probably only got about 1 centimetre on either side, that is sturdy enough to create a standing card, which is wonderful. You can use them together to do double sets, or you can use them alone to create, wrong way round, Redders, to create these beautiful intriguing cards using acetate. And it does come with acetate in this collection today. It's just I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? That's one that you'd keep and bring out year after year, isn't it? £41 or $50 unless you're platinum, and therefore you get it for an absolute bargain. We have got loads more to get through today, so let's dive on in. I hope you're caught up. Let's move on to the next part of our craft along.
So our next thing is to do some extra die cutting for the front. Now, because we're doing a baby card, I thought it'd be really good fun. So we've used the 'Twas the Night inside, because obviously every child's dream, isn't it, is Santa Claus going over the rooftops and delivering the presents at Christmas. So that's what you've got for the inside. But I love the traditional sense of this, which is the Follow Your Star one. This is a really beautiful one. It's slightly a different shape as well, this one. So if I bring in both dies, be very naughty, like I haven't cleaned this die, and put it back in the packet. So, look, Rachel's look. I shouldn't do this in front of Rachel.
I should do it as well.
Yes, come on, Rachel, clean your die. Oh dear. So Rachel, obviously you've probably seen Rachel on with Sarah on HSN. She does lots of behind the scenes there and helps Sarah get everything ready for HSN. Do you clean all the dies and stuff there, Rach?
Always.
Do you?
Yes, always. Put them all back as well.
You know, is that a guilty looking face? I have to be honest though, I've never seen any that come out the packet that haven't been done, so we're all good, and I'm sure Rachel does do that very well. So you can see they're 2 different shapes, so even though the piece is a card, you've got a really gorgeous one, which means you get lots of space, the top and bottom of this. But I thought it'd be really good to have a traditional one on the front, because it actually represents obviously the birth of Jesus. So we're going to use this one on the front of our pink piece of die, and the white one is what we're going to overlay that onto, which is great. Do you have a traditional Christmas, Rach? Are you more traditional in, like if you were to buy, I mean, I don't know, you probably don't make Christmas cards because I know you're not a crafter.
This is the first Christmas card I've ever made.
Really?
I'm show you.
Wow, we're honoured. I love it. So, and hopefully by the end of it, Rachel will be making all of her Christmas cards. So to all Rachel's friends and family, expect a card this year.
It might be messy, but it's the thought that counts.
Absolutely. That's funny. So yes, are you more traditional though? Do you buy like traditional Christmas cards or do you buy more contemporary?
I don't really buy Christmas cards. But if I did, they'd probably be more contemporary.
Yes, I thought it was. I never got a card from Rachel, so I'm
no.
glad.
Doesn't mean I don't love
I
you
know,
guys.
and I'm glad to hear she doesn't buy for anybody. So makes me feel okay now. Right, so I'm just going to recap on our platform. We're going to use our base plate, then our century pearl, your die cutting down, our plastic shim, our magnetic shim, and your top plate. Do you know what I love about this, Rachel? Because it means that everybody at home, whoever, they might have someone in the family, they might have their child, they might have their grandparent, their mum, their dad, someone that's not a crafter, and it shows with Rachel crafting along. I know she's in the industry and knows all about our products, but she's literally crafting for the first time, and it means that you can do that at home with someone that's not so crafty, and it's doable, and it makes you feel good then when you've made something yourself, doesn't it?
Definitely does.
So let's pop that to the side. I'm going to bring this back in. I am just going to tap my die and place that back in. Now, Rach, we're doing a bit of inking again.
Oh no!
So I'm just going to find my daubers and we're going to bring in that ink again. In fact, Rach, I'll tell you a good tip. The same dauber that you used before will probably have enough ink on it.
You might have too much though. I think I might do a fresh one.
So Rachel got carried away with the ink pad, didn't she?
Yeah.
So I don't actually think I'm going to need any more ink on mine. So all I'm going to do, maybe you're a bit heavy-handed, Rach. Maybe just a little lighter
possibly.
tap. Lighter tap.
Wish me luck, everyone.
I love that. So not so much inking on this one. We've just got like our trees there. I mean, if you wanted to, you could use all different colours, but where you've got those big gaps, place your ink dauber through those. And what I'm also doing, Rach, which is a little tip, is just holding the die down as well. So trying to sort of get that through. So then when you lift it up, the ink, and if I bring that in so you can see it, the ink will only go where you've put it. I mean, how pretty does that look? Honestly, it's such a gorgeous die. So pop that back in there. How are we doing, Rachel?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's gone a bit too light now, but at least it's not messy.
It's there. It's not. I think I quite liked your messy. But please let us know, because I think that there's plenty of people out there that have really messy crafts, and I know, Rach, that they're commenting right now saying how they always get their cards messy. Most people know I'm quite a tidy crafter, but there are times where you leave the ink on your mat. So if you do that, just wipe it off first, then it doesn't get onto anything else, and your fingers possibly, because if you get ink on your fingers, then you're going to get ink on your projects as well.
Get ink everywhere.
You'll be like Rachel and get ink everywhere. So I'm just going to grab a piece of cardstock just to do my dotty tape pen on. Have you ever noticed this, Rach? I'm going to bring Sarah into this. She uses a dotty tape pen on the glass mat. Have you noticed that before?
Should I say yes? Yes.
No, you don't want to drop her in it, so you should say no, really. You heard it from Rachel herself, but Sarah does that. She uses it on the. So do you know what it is? Every time I come in, if Sarah and Craig, I'm going to out Craig now, they use their dotty tape pen like this, and they do this.
Oh, that's why I'm always cleaning the glass mat.
Yes.
Right.
See, you didn't know that, Rach. That's why you always. And that's why.
We have them words.
Yes. So get her to use a scrap piece of card, and when you use your dotty tape pen, we're going to go over now where you've got pieces stuck out. So see these little twigs?
Yeah.
You don't want to go up on them. Same as these little pieces. If I turn them around, you want to go up over them, because if you go the other way, it's going to start bending them and you'll get glue on the front. So all we're going to do is use our dotty tape pen, and we're going to go over. Now Sarah and Craig both do it. They use it on their glass mat. So when I come into craft, all these dots that you can see, if I wiggle that to the camera, there you go, you can see all those dots. They're normally on the glass mat. So I have to clean the glass mat before I even start to craft. But you know what? I shouldn't really moan that I'm a tidy crafter, because my worst thing I do, and I know you know this out there, the worst thing I do is I spray my stamping platform. So if you've ever had a sticky stamping platform, that's me that sprays it with glue. So we've all got our ways.
Can I ask Debbie?
Yes.
What's the difference between the dotty and the normal pen? Like, why would you use them
Brilliant
differently?
question. Yeah, absolutely. So as you can see, I've done this die cut and I've got no glue strings coming through it. There's no bits of glue that are going to go anywhere. We can't really see that. I'm going to bring in a darker piece of card so we can see that a bit better. There we go. That shows it perfectly. So onto dark card, you can cut, and Adam will come in there really close. You can't see one piece of glue string, and I'm in glue string as if I'm wondering, have we got a spare die cut over there, Rach? Because we can show that. There we go, perfect. Now what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to use the straight edge. So if I went across here with a straight edge, now when I do then look through here, you'll start seeing that there's like, can you see the glue coming through there? You can see it shining. You can see the glue shining there, which means it's no good for sticking intricate die cuts.
Got it.
So yes, and really good, because I think we do forget on here that, and having Rachel here is brilliant, because it reminds us that we have new crafters all the time, and you possibly don't know what the difference is between those. So I'm going to take my white piece of card and we're going to lay that across. Now, as long as it covers the inner part, what I would suggest, we've cut it a little bit shorter at each end, and you just lay it to the edge and to the other side, and because we've cut them both at 6 1/4 inches, that's going to fit perfectly over them. And then what I would suggest is just rubbing that down, so that gives us a good stick on the front, so that's all stuck perfectly well. And then we've got this, which we're going to stick onto the front of our card. So we're just going to take our tape pen. Now this time, because we've got our normal tape pen, it means we're going to have one run. So if I do that and then wiggle that to the light, you can see it's just one clear strip of glue. It means you get the most perfect glue along that side. So pop in that there, and then we are going to put that onto the front of our card. Just centralising it into the centre, and it just gives us different detail. So then we've got our mats and layers underneath, and then we've got our beautiful die cut on the top. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be doing our sentiments and showing how we can use our big first sentiments to cut them down and show differences, and then doing our sentiments on the front there. So how are you doing, Rach?
I think the front of the card's better than the
Looks
middle.
amazing. Let's have a look at your middle. Let's have a look at your middle. Now, actually, I think that looks amazing. I think for a first-time craft, and actually what we're looking at, not so much the inking, is your die cutting. It shows that die cutting, how simple is it? It's so amazing that we can craft along together and do really great things. And Rachel's card, in fact, Rachel, your card looks no different to mine, apart from I've got a different paper. So
Well, thank you very much.
So yes, you've got a job. Okay, so we're going to let everyone get ready, let you catch up on those pieces.
So whilst you're catching up, let me just remind you of what we're looking at today. These are your Christmas centerpieces, 6 different looks with your acetate as well. We have got so many things you could make with this. If you're a brand new beginner, first time ever crafting, you could make this in, if you're brand new, let's just to be safe, say 15 minutes. It'd probably be less, but 15 to 20 minutes if you're brand new. And how fabulous does it look? It's great, isn't it? We can also use them like this with lovely adornments. If you do love your festive papers, then do keep your eyes peeled because I know there's plenty more coming up. We are also giving you the opportunity to create Z cards with them. Look at that one. I love that background paper. It's from one of our Christmas ranges. It's gorgeous, isn't it? But yet you can use these. And this is the great thing about these as dies. They are standalone pieces. You'll see that that has not been added extra sturdiness using anything such as acetate. You do get it, so you can, but you don't have to. Still strong enough to even have that fold in it, and it will still work beautifully. We have got ones whereby we've used them in sort of slightly 3D events. So if I turn that to the side, you see you've got that little fold over with these, giving you that lift. Use them with some of those Christmas stamps that I did for you earlier on. Remember, you got all 3 of those big packs of stamps at a bargainacious price. You can use these in, I love this one. This actually goes great with the make that Debbie's just been showing, doesn't it? It works beautifully. Snowflake kisses. I've also got for you the designs with the baubles. Now the baubles one, because these do have embossing to them as well, but these are embossed beautifully, the baubles specifically. Those lovely stripes you see on them are actually embossed within this, and that's what's so magical about these. Not only are they kind of standalone, but also you get the look and detail with these, that you can create that 3D effect, and you're still getting the opportunity to have that lift and detail the design. All of these ones you're going to be getting, and you're getting, of course, the acetate in here as well, and that is £41 or $50 unless you're platinum. That is just a bargain. All the info is unless you're platinum. That is just a bargain. Crafters land. We're talking about plenty of people, what ideas you might like us to look at as sort of concepts coming up. Joanne is saying it would be nice to have silhouette of people doing different things as well. Men, women, both slacks and dresses, kids, babies. I love that idea, because then you could really personalise it, couldn't you? That's great. Kay is saying, I would love to see a whimsical collection of gal pals and teenage types too. Kay, I remember, was it Groovy Chick, was it called? That was a bit like that, sort of in like the late 90s, wasn't it? That's a great idea. I'll definitely put that to everybody. We've got so many of you in these ones. Patty's had an idea on Facebook. I'd love to see the stepper card dies. I saw a company in the US has some. I'm surprised that CC hasn't designed them, given how lovely their stepper cards they make. Well, Patty, thanks for that idea. We'll definitely pass that on to the team. Sarah saying, really enjoying the show. Thank you, CCTV. Thank you for your company. You're more than welcome. Loving this craft along, says Mary. Karen saying, so pretty, the non-traditional colours. Thank you all for getting involved with us today. It's lovely to hear from you. Do keep those messages coming in. It really is fabulous to have you involved. We have got more to learn from our wonderful Debbie. Don't forget though, if you do want to get involved on social, you can send in your messages and we will look at them. I will also just let you know that we will be voting for the show. We will be voting on a demo of the show. It's the one-off make, so we'll be giving that one up earlier on, and then it will go into the demo of the day, and then it goes into demo of the month, because we've got all of that coming up in the Totally Tiffany show in a little bit. For now though, I hope you're all up to speed and ready and raring to carry on your craft along.
So hopefully you've all caught up on that. So we've got our card ready, we've got our insert, we've got the beautiful outside. And remember, although we've done this in pinks, it's not really a baby card. So you can make this with your inside pop out for any occasion. I mean, for a small child, it would be lovely in different colours. It would look really great for adults. It's just such a nice one to have. And do you know what, Rach? I was thinking just a little while ago when you were saying you don't buy any cards for anyone, your baby will have your first Christmas card.
Oh, yeah.
How nice
Let's
is
hope
that?
it's a girl.
Oh.
Otherwise,
I'll make her a boy. And I was going to, you know what, the start, so I have to tell you, the start, I said, I'm going to make a boy one. I can just wing it and make a boy one. And then because I had the fuchsia ink pad, I just went straight on and made a girl card. I don't worry, I'll make you a boy one just in case, Rach. So you were saying you're all prepared, you're sort of prepared. You're doing the baby nursery this weekend.
yeah,
And then you're having a fitted kitchen done as well.
yeah. And a bathroom.
Oh, and a bathroom. So
Yeah.
let us know
It's a
if
bit
anyone.
mental.
Let us know if anybody else has done that before, had a baby on the way, and then just decided to re-renovate their
Yeah.
house.
It's totally normal. Not stressful at all.
Right. So our next step now is obviously we're going to be using some stamps. You can use whichever ones you've got in your stash. What we do have on the show, hopefully there's some left because I know that we didn't have very many. But this one, which is gorgeous. These are really, really big stamps. So if I turn them round, you can see how big they are. I mean, really beautiful big verses. Now, because of the card we've done with the front here and the inside, you can see we don't really have anywhere to put that big stamp. You could put it on the back, so you could stamp it on the back. But actually, I was thinking these stamps really lend themselves to being sort of split up, and especially this one here. Now, I've only got one pack in the studio, so I'm going to stamp mine, and then I'm going to run through with Rachel how to do hers. So we're going to split up the demo a little bit. Or I'm wondering, Rach, if we could, we might even be able to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a stamp off of here, and then I'm going to pass you these, because I think there might be something you could do. Maybe this wishing you and your baby, although you can't send it to yourself because you wouldn't wish yourself.
That'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it?
It would be a bit weird, yeah. We could just switch our ones out. Well, in fact, I'll tell you what. So, well, actually, all of these, it's not Rachel that's sending the baby one. It's someone that would send a baby wishes out. But I will pass you these. Oh, not the stamp that's stuck on the back that I've just took off. Let us know if you're liking this style of crafting, because actually I'm loving that Rachel's right next to me crafting along in the studio. And I'm thinking, you know, maybe wrong, but maybe this is something we can do in future where we can have someone in the studio. We could give you a bit of a studio tour. Matt, do you know what, Rach? We could do it as a bit of a competition maybe one day, where we could have maybe a crafter coming in. I'm just putting it out there, guys. I'm not promising nothing, mind.
I think that's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea, yeah. So I think we'll have to run that past everyone.
Not just a pretty face, Deb.
Oh, I try with my ideas. Very trying, I know that. Right, so we're going to grab ourselves another piece of card. So let's bring in some white card. I'm then just going to trim this down so it will fit onto our stamping platform. Now, I'm using the stamping platform because I honestly, and I'm cutting this just to 5 inches by 5 inches because I know that that will fit my design on there. So we're going to stamp out our stamp by placing. So what we're going to do, Rachel, have you ever done any crafting before or any stamping for Sarah before?
Well, my stamping career ended when I...
You just said ended.
Well, it might start again after today. Sarah asked me to put a stamp on a platform ready for a show on HSN, and it turns out I put it on the wrong way around.
Oh no, so the actual back of the stamp.
Yeah, so
I've
not really done it again since.
I get it ended now. Would you like me to stamp for you?
Just remind me which way it goes on.
I love that. So we've got our piece of card, pop that onto you. Oh, so you've got a stamping mat. So Rachel's got something slightly different to me, which is fine. Do you want me to use the same as you, Rachel?
If you want.
Yeah, I think that's good, Jess.
Don't show me up though.
No. Do you know why? Because Rachel has got, have you got the stamping platform and the mat? Yes, so there we go. I've got exactly what Rachel's got here. So as you know, we've got lots of different stamping platform ranges. We've got our stamping platforms, which are brilliant because they're spring loaded. It means they're super easy to stamp down on because they have these springs on all four sides. The mat itself is made of a really dense foam, it just allows the pressure to go down to stamp the perfect stamp every time. Now, what we are going to do is place our card underneath, and then we're going to just place our stamp on there. It doesn't have to be straight. What we want to line up, Rach, we want to line up a line with our stamp, so we know that we've got it straight. So I'm just going to put my head underneath. The one I'm using has a line across it, so I know when I'm putting that on that my line marries up with the actual line there, so I've got a straight stamp, and it means I can then line up my card to my stamping mat, so I know that my card is straight as well. So, and I mean, I'm only doing this because you will see that you can how you can get it straight if you want to do into the centre, but what you can do is we can cut it to size anyway. So we've got that far, Rach?
I think so, and I think it's on the right way, isn't it?
Is it bumpy?
Yes.
Yes, it's the right way. That's so funny that you put it on the wrong way. I shouldn't laugh. And can I be honest with you, Rach? I've done that myself.
Oh, good. I'm not the only one.
And I've done it live on Create and Craft.
Well, yeah. Sarah's done it live on HSN.
Oh, that's so funny. And did she blame you, or did she just say it was her?
Yeah, I think at the time she probably blamed herself. Yeah. But she was fine with me, of course. She was just like, "Oh, the stamp was on the wrong way." I was like, "Oh, was it? Sorry."
That's hilarious. Right, so I'm using, just for anyone that knows, I use flagstones. I'm using the flagstone and it's alcohol proof, but actually because we're not really doing any colouring, it doesn't matter. But if you was to do any watercolouring on it, now Rach...
how much pressure do I put on it?
So if you was doing watercolouring, then you'd have the waterproof one, but if you use an alcohol, but it doesn't really matter. Now, it doesn't matter, I would say press it so this moves, so it's going down. And then what I would say is turn the whole stamp round and stamp again, because you have a different amount of pressure from the back of your hand to the front of your hand. So each one will get that same amount of pressure, and just make sure the whole stamp is covered. And then what we're going to do is just line that up and press that down. Now, because of it's a big stamp, hold your hand on it. Don't just press and let go. Hold your hand down and walk your fingers around it. It means it gives the ink time to settle onto the card, and it just makes sure every part of that large stamp is stamped. Are we ready, Rach?
Oh, I don't know. I feel a bit nervous, if I'm honest.
Show us yours first. Right, lift it.
Are you ready?
Yay! That's perfect.
Is it?
Is it not? Lift it up, turn it round, show us. Look at that. I think that's a really good stamp for your first stamp. No different to mine. There we go.
Lovely.
Yeah, perfect. Absolutely. So there you go. You can now tell Sarah you are an official affiliated stamper.
Don't tell her that. She'll be getting me to do all sorts.
You know what? When they said that you were crafting with me today, I actually thought Sarah's just going to have you crafting now. You do know that. Lucky you're on maternity leave soon, so you'll get a break from it. She'll forget by the time you come back.
Hope so.
Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut this down. So all I'm going to do is, because we've done that, the reason I did it straight on that card is it means that I know I'm going to get a straight line by butting my edges up to here. So all we're going to do is trim this down. Now, Rach, what I would suggest is on your guillotine, do you know the very end of your plastic?
Yeah.
You'll be able to see your letters. Can you see your letters? So can you see, like, I don't know what you've got on yours.
Like
you can see them through.
Yeah, sorry.
So what Yeah, sorry, see the actual letters. So here they come up to the end here.
Got ya.
So that way when you go down, you've got a nice rim around the edge of the side. And all we're going to do is exactly the same all the way round. So when you can see that right to the end there, so my Y is going to go on to the end there. So if you've got longer letters, you just trim down. And that will give you the right amount all the way round your actual sides, and that's how you would get a nice white border. So you just make sure through that plastic piece on the end there, you see your letters cut down, because then you've still got about half an increment down your side, and you get that perfect piece. Now what I'm going to do with mine, because we have this, we want to put one up the top and one at the bottom, we're going to find a place where we can trim this down. So do you have one on yours, Rach? If not, we have got sentiments that I've trimmed down for you already, but what's on your sentiment?
I picked that one.
So actually you might be able to get away with wishing you and your
and then
your baby. Yep. So what we're going to do is we're just going to trim down to here. So same with my one, I'm going to use your precious baby, so tiny and new, and I'm just going to place that right to the edge. And we're going to just trim that down like that, and that gives me this piece here. Now because where I've cut it off at the top, I've got a bigger piece of white card, I'm just going to go in and trim that piece down as well. So that makes my actual sentiment 1.5 inches. And then with this one, I'm going to do the same, just trim a little bit along the bottom. So how are we doing with yours?
I mean, I've cut a little bit of your off, but
oh, that's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter that you've cut a little bit off.
It's for myself, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. So we've got our two. Then what we're going to do is bring in, we're inking again, Rach.
Oh, gosh.
But you could get a little bit more messier.
I think I'm improving each time.
Oh, well, this is going to be great, because we're going to learn how to ink from our glass mat around our edges.
Yeah.
So all we're going to do is, using our glass mat, we're going to just put our card, but we're going to move our card at the same time. And all we're going to do is create a border. So moving it round, creating those edges. How's that looking?
Oh, I think it's all right, actually.
Oh, see, we're getting good. Rach, honestly, by the end of it, we're going to have you crafting like, you know, nobody would recognise you.
I'll be doing it on my lunch break.
Do you know what? Does anyone else craft on their lunch breaks? Because that's a really good, that's so funny. I used to do that all the time. Do you know what? I remember someone saying to me once, Debbie, you need to find a hobby away from work. I mean, how funny is that? I know you say, but my work is my hobby.
Yeah, you've been stuck for choices.
And all I'm doing is I'm keep going. You just go to however much ink you want, but all the time I'm gliding from my glass mat over, and I'm bringing this to my ink, and it just means, and you can see that ink is very juicy because I've not changed my ink or got another ink pad, and that's all around. And then we're going to bring this one in. So we're just going to come around and do all our extra ones on the other piece. And all that's going to do, so what ink does like this, it gives you a border which allows you, which brings your eye into your actual sentiment, and it just makes it more noticeable. Inking is a really good way of putting a border around without mat and layering. So there we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stick these into the card. So I'm just going to give that a wipe, so we don't get that ink anywhere else. We're going to bring in our card here, and then we're going to stick these inside. So I've got here your precious baby, so tiny and new, and then is a miracle of love from God to you. So beautiful sentiments. If you didn't want it so religious, you could always take the bottom piece out of this stamp. So I think there's lots of different varieties of being able to do the stamps. Then let's grab our tape pens, and we're going to pop that inside. So just using the tape pens, and then we're going to pop that. I'm going to put one on this side, and then I'm going to put one on the top hand corner. How are we doing, Rach?
Yeah, good.
There we go. Are you excited?
What, to have a baby?
Yeah. Are you getting like excited or nervous
Sorry,
now?
I'm not. Yeah, I am. A bit nervous.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we'll talk
There's
more.
just so much to get ready, isn't there,
Oh,
beforehand?
absolutely. Yeah, so much you need. Oh, you know what? You don't know how much yet. Let's have a look, Cody and Rach. Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Thanks.
I think it's gorgeous. Should be very proud of yourself for that. So what we got here is our insert then with our cards inside. So absolutely gorgeous. And that's another one of our steps done. So our final step we're going to see in a little while is how to put our sentiments on the front. We're going to add a couple of bows and then we're going to be finished.
Isn't that just fabulous? Don't forget to send in your pictures if you fancy it, because we have still got some more chance to have a nosy at them in the show. And don't forget, we have got Craft House later on, Totally Tiffany Takeover, and we are launching something new there too. We'll talk to you more about that later when we've got the lovely Tiffany joining us via the internet and technology. So that is on its way. If you've just tuned in, hi, it's Becky. How are you? How's your day going? Is it Saturday with you, or are you like Sarah, who's saying that it is now well past 1 o'clock in the morning and you're still up on a Sunday? Do feel free to let us know where you are, what you're up to, you're crafting along or not. And don't forget, if you have just tuned in, this is the show to save. If you did love the look of that make and you want to craft along in your own time, then you absolutely can. All you need to do is treat yourself to the Christmas Centrepiece die collection. There was so much in here to inspire you and to keep you on your toes. You're getting 6 different designs within here, and you have got loads of different ones. Just to give you a kind of brief idea, you have got loads of different designs, you know, over the treetops, you've got holly and so much more. Seize the moment on that one. You're getting acetate as well. You will have seen there that the lovely Debbie and of course Rachel were doing some stamping. Well, to stamp you're going to want some ink, and we have got plenty for you here. I've got different types of ink in here. Let me just briefly talk you through them. We've got water reactive ink. Now this is great for blending. You know the section where there was lots of blending around the outside with the dauber? That's the type of thing that this is great for. But it is water reactive, which means you can get almost like a faux bleaching effect with it, but also you can use it as you would watercolour. Pop a little bit on your mat, a little bit of water on a paintbrush, for example, and you can paint these and blend the colours. And boy, is there plenty of colours. I have got for you in this one, baby blue. Oh, take the lid off. The Bordeaux, your Chinese red, fuchsia, grasshopper, it's lovely green that one, honey pot. Now these two together, that with lemon tonic, if you've got the bee collection, what's it called? Is it called Bee Happy? You know the one I mean, don't you? They'd be great for that one. As well as that, I've got Oasis, one of my most used colours, that one. Pale fig, pine tree, and those are all of those ones. But I'm not stopping there. As well as the water reactive, you've also got the Midas collection. Now these ones are pretty magical. They have a sparkle element to them, quite frankly. So that means that when you're using these, they're going to give you a really lovely glisten sheen. It's quite a delicate sheen. It's not like a solid glitter. It's more of a micro effect. In fact, I've got this bit of scrap paper here, haven't I? So let me just give you an idea. If I stamp that on slightly, obviously you do it with a proper blender brush or whatever, but you should be able to, yeah, you see, can you see that glossiness? And you can use this for lots of different designs. You can use it when you're blending, but you can actually use it on stamps as well. Give it a bit of time to dry and you'll be sorted. So I've got the red garnet there. If you're a January baby, this is your birthstone, so that's a good one to bear in mind. We've also got your jade green, and for you February babies like myself, we've got an amethyst. So those ones there are your sparkly ones, and you've got your water reactive. This whole stack for you today is just £50 or $70, unless you're platinum, where that saving is just massive, where you're getting it for £40 or $56. Let me remind you as well, if you are brand new, you will get that platinum price today. You will also get 250 free bonus points because we do a bonus scheme, which isn't the type of scheme where you pay a certain amount a month. You know, to be part of this, you will just get those treats. All you need to do is give us your email and set up a password, basically. It takes moments and it's well worth doing for those discount deals. As well as this today, I've got your stamps. And these were the stamps that were being worked with. I think this is probably the biggest discount of the show this afternoon. It is the one that Debbie was working with. I know someone was asking. You're getting 3 full amounts, and there was some stamps that Debbie was working with that are similar to these ones. So this is your Crafter's Companion Sentiments and Verses Christmas stamps. These are the sets that you're getting. Just to give you an idea of size, your longest one here, you're easily looking at about 2.5 inches approximately, just to give you an idea of size. There's really lovely ones on here. Let me read some for you. Wish you a never-ending season of love and cheer. Now that's beautiful. And again, couldn't you use that for anything? Surely you could use that for Valentine's Day, right? Sure, you could use that for springtime cards, summertime cards. So you're getting all of this one. This is your Merry Christmas. I've got 11 stamps in this one. It's Christmas time is this one. And you've got lovely sentiments on here as well. For example, the most wonderful time of the year. That's beautiful. I believe. Oh, do you know what that reminds me of? Miracle on 34th Street. Oh, do you know that bit where it used to be my mum's favourite bit where there's the little girl at the window and she holds up the sign that says Rebecca believes. Oh, magical. Anyway, so nice. So yes, very Miracle on 34th amongst other things. And finally for this collection, you have got 10 stamps in this, which is your winter wishes. And there's plenty of different ones in here. May your Christmas be filled with sweet surprises. Wouldn't that be good for a sweet box? Yeah. Well done to you all. Now, I have a feeling that I have approximately 1% of stock left on this. I was wrong. That's gone. They've literally just gone. Just refreshed the page and they've sold out. I'm sorry, but well done if you did manage to get them. Sorry if you did miss out, though. We have got another time for you to finish off your craft along. So I hope you're getting everything together. Let's continue with the final part of this from Debbie.
Right, so we're going to be finishing off our cards. So I hope you're really enjoying this craft along as much as we are. I've got Rach in the studio with me. It's great that we're both crafting along together and lovely that you're crafting along at home. I'm really impressed with this setup, Rach.
I love it.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's just amazing. I feel like, even though this is the counter we normally craft on, I feel like I've got loads more room. Right, this time we're going to be bringing in, and again, you can use whatever you've got in your stash, whatever sentiments you want to put on them. But I've got 2 here which work really well. One is It's Christmas Time. Now, I love this one because it gives you this really big sentiment, and then it gives you all the verses that you can put in your cards as well. So this is a great one to have. But I thought, because it's baby's first Christmas and it's a new baby, I thought it'd be really good to sort of play on words with this. So the next one I'm bringing is the wedding and baby words. So these are the sort of ones that you'll have all year round that you can use for all your weddings, your engagements, your anniversaries, but it's also got all your new baby. So you've got new baby, your baptism. This would make a lovely baptism card as well, especially with the nativity scene, especially if it's over Christmas. And then we've got little one. So I thought it'd be nice to use It's Christmas Time, little one. So we're going to be taking both of those stamps out, and we're going to be stamping these onto our stamping platform. So popping them down and bringing in our stamping platform again. So let's just take off what we have. Take in this one. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to line this up. So we've got Christmas time, but I want It's Christmas Time. So Rach, what we're going to do, instead of put it onto the mat first, we're going to line it up on our lines because we've got 2 stamps to stamp in at one time. So I've got It's Christmas Time. So we're putting that It's onto there. And then I'm just going to bring this in so I can see it a little bit better. I'm going to bring it in quite close together. onto there. So I know that that's lined up on a straight line, and then I'm just going to bring in a piece of card again, but this time I'm going to make sure that that's straight. So I'm going to look at it by eye just to make sure, because the Christmas time is quite a nice swirly Christmas time, but it does sort of run in a straight line as well. So I'm just really picking out my R at the top here and my time, and knowing that those touch that line, so I know that's straight. And actually my its can go up just a little bit more, so it goes up onto there. There we go. Okay, you've got that all straighted and the right way. Is it bubbly on the back?
Yeah.
So let's bring in this strip here, and all I'm going to do is I'm bringing my card up here, because so I can cut this strip out, I'm going to stamp right onto the bottom corner. I'm just going to make sure, so just plan it to a straight, just plan it first of all so you get it on the bottom line, and then what I'm going to do is ink it up. So bringing in that ink pad. So again, I'm just using the flagstone. We're going to just ink this one. Again, just giving that taps quite firmly. I like to firmly put that on the top. And then I'm going to turn it round and do exactly the same the other way, just so I've got that same amount of pressure and all my stamp is inked up. And then we're going to turn it round. I'm just going to look over the top, and we're going to stamp that down into place. And I'm just going to hold that there again. I'm just going to wait for Rach to catch up with me, so she's stamping hers down. And then we're just going to run our fingers and not moving the platform at all. We're just going to push down onto there and hold it down. Now I'm holding a little bit longer just so Rach catches up, right? And then we can let that go and get it's Christmas time. Look at that. Well, you're a stamper now, it's official, it's official. Now the next thing we want to do, we then want to do the same thing but with our little one. So we're going to take these stamps off, I'm going to put them straight back onto my carrier sheet, so then I know they won't be lost. And then pop that back. And then we've got our little one. And this time I'm just going to turn my card round, and I'm going to pop that into the corner there. So pop in that and a straight line, so I know that's straight. And then we can pick that one up.
I'm having to use another one because I didn't have little one.
Oh.
So I've got beautiful baby, which is cool.
Oh, that's a nice one, yes.
So does it not really matter where this one goes, because we're going to cut it?
Yeah, we're going to cut it,
Right.
yeah. So it's just the only reason I'm doing it on an edge, it stops you having to cut the whole thing out, because you've actually already got your straight lines guided by you on the side. Yeah, so I've got my little one, and Rachel's got her beautiful baby. Such nice sentiments on here. And there seems to have been a baby boom this year. I know just 2 of my friends have just had a boy. One had a boy, one had a girl.
Lockdown.
Yeah, it is. Lockdown babies. Absolutely. Rach knows. I, however, did not have a lockdown baby. I have grandchildren now, Rach, so they keep me busy.
I'm sure they do.
Can I be auntie to your new baby?
You can.
Oh.
Auntie Debs.
Auntie Debs. Yeah, I like that. Auntie Debs. Auntie Debs. Oh, I literally can't wait. I love a new baby. I was in the green room of Create and Craft last week, and a couple brought in their new little baby, Reuben, who is just so beautiful, and someone was holding him, and I was like, oh, how long have you had him for? And she went, a minute. And I was like, I waited a little bit longer. I was like, how long you had him for now? And she goes, 2 minutes. And then she goes, oh, here, have a hold. I was like, oh, it's so lovely. Right, so now what we're going to do is trim them off, Rach. So because we've got that straight line, which is great, we're going to just cut through. So I'm going to take mine to the top of my little one. I think I might have just there a little bit more. That's better. Cut that off, and then I'm just going to snip that out, so that gives us our little one. And then we're going to use our Christmas time, and I'm going to do exactly the same, just bringing that down and then cutting that top piece off. So that's a really good tip to stamp on the edges of your card. It just means you've already got that straight line, and then you don't have to fiddle about with small cuts when it's a small amount that you're cutting. So we've got our 2 little ones, and then we're going to bring in our ink pads again. So exactly the same as what we did before, Rach. So yeah, so Rachel's all done. She's bringing in our ink pads. Have you got a preference, Rach, of what you would like?
No, I don't mind.
Boy or girl?
Boy or girl, they're not fussed.
And
Good job,
have you got names sorted? I know you're probably not going to say anything,
No,
but
I'm not.
are you still unsure?
We're still unsure, yeah. We've got a couple like in the pipeline, but nothing that we've made a decision on yet. I feel like I need to see it first.
Yeah, I know the feeling. When I had my third child, so a baby girl, I was convinced that I wanted the name Lily. And but I was also convinced I was having a boy, and I had a girl, and I said, oh well, Lily was the only name we had. But as soon as we looked at her, she just didn't look like a Lily.
Yeah.
Not at all. Like,
that's how I feel.
Yeah,
I just had one name.
Very strange.
I feel like I'm having a boy, but I have no logic to why.
Yeah.
I just feel like I am.
Yeah,
But who knows?
I think you're having a boy. I have a feeling you're having a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then who knows? We are making girl. That would be funny that we're making girls' cards, and you then end up having a girl. Oh, a little red-headed Rachel. Right, so we've got our 2 sentiments. So we are nearly there, guys. We've had a great craft along. Going to bring this back in. Now this time what I'm going to do, I'm hoping, I've got some shaker foam, so we can use that. Have you got any foam pads or shaker foam, Rach?
Oh, I've got foam pads.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Little ones.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
all right?
fine. Yeah, that's fine. We can just pop them on. Just going to bring my scissors in. So we're just going to mount these up a little bit, and then pop this onto the backs. And what this does, this just gives us a little lift, and it adds dimension to our cards. So pop in the backs off of there. There we go. And then we can put these into place. So just at the top, I'm going to put this onto there, a little bit higher, just in the centre. And then at the bottom, we're going to put our little one in the centre. Ah, such a pretty card. And there we go. Now, what I had done with the finished one, and Rach, you should have some bows with you somewhere.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I'm just going to bring in our finished card here, because I did plan to do a blue one, and I have blue bows.
Oh.
So, but although I don't,
I've got another pink one if you want.
Oh, you've got another one.
two
So
here.
there we go. I'm going to pinch your pink one. Yes, got a pink one. Yeah. So I did put. If I bring this in, I put one in the centre. So one just in the centre here, but it's not really needed. And then on the front, we've just put one on the side. So all I'm going to do is use our tape pen, and we're going to. Which way? I'm going to put mine at the side here. I'm just going to put a little piece, and then hold that into place. And then this will create our beautiful card. So Rachel's just adding her bow, making it stick. Rachel, I'm really impressed. It looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Wow. Happy?
Yeah.
Yay! Oh,
First ever card.
First ever card. She's chuffed to pieces with it. So let us know. Post pictures of how you're doing with your crafts. This is what you can be making. I hope you've really enjoyed it. Rachel, thank you so much for joining me. I've had just the most brilliant time crafting along with you. Can we get you back again, maybe when the baby's born?
Thanks for having me. I've loved it.
We can plan maybe a baby naming card or a christening card, whichever you choose to do. That would be great. So, but good luck with the baby, Rach. Thanks for crafting along. Thank you so much for crafting with me, and I hope you've enjoyed the project.
Oh, and that's just brilliant, right? If you were crafting along, well, thank you. And we know that some of you have sent in your pictures. We're going to have a nosy any moment. And I will just let you know that we have the finished item done by Debbie the Fish, which is this one. It is going towards our demo of the day. So that's the one that we've got. That's the winner of the demo of the show. She did take it with her, which is why I don't have it here in real life. But that will be putting up for the demo of the day that we'll vote for later on, as well as demo of the week and demo of the month. I know. So we've got all of that. Wait, is it the 31st of July today? Are you kidding me? I can't believe, first off, it's taken me this long to figure it out, but second off, wow. We have been sent some pictures by you lovely lot at home, and oh, Karen. Oh my goodness, I love the colours that Karen has used. I'm an absolute lover of big, bold colours like that. Karen, thank you so much for sending that in. Well done you, that's just magical, thank you. I've also had a message in from Pam. Pam. Ooh, is that a Centura Pearl card that you've used on the snowflake, or is that one of the mirror cards? It's gorgeous, whatever it is. The way the light's caught it's a little bit tricky to see, but I really like that. What a fab card that is. Do let us know if you have started officially on your Christmas cards and which Christmas card you're thinking of making this year, because I have got another show coming up for you in a little bit. Don't forget, we have got Totally Tiffany Takeover coming up for you. That's happening at 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. West time, Pacific time. And I just thought I'd let you know that, because we can, of course, natter more about festive things in that show, particularly as we've got that launch to keep all of your crafting goodies, including your Christmas ones, all nice and sorted. That launch is coming up with Tiffany. She will be here on your screens live as well, so we will get into that later on. You have had your Christmas Centerpieces die collections today, and that has been with your 6 elements, including the sheets of acetate, which are A4, just to let you know. And these ones are the heat resistant ones. We know that as soon as we get them in, they're always out the door. So many of you getting involved. It's lovely. Shaz is in saying hi. Victoria, Australia. I haven't been on here in ages. Lack of internet and the Olympics. Great idea to use the edges and the sentiment strips. Thank you so much again, Shaz, for joining us, and to everybody who has joined us. I know the Olympics. Have you been on the edge of your seats? Blimey. It's been gorgeous to be with you in this show. As a little bit of a reminder, we are going to have Totally Tiffany Takeover. That's happening in 2 hours, no matter where you are. So set your alarms, because Tiffany will be joining us. And we have got the new triangle storage for you. We'll talk to you more about that a little bit later on. If you would like to ask any questions to Tiffany, get them written down now, send them in on social, and I'll ask them directly to Tiffany later on. For now though, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you in 2 hours. Bye bye.